related.
Hello.
Hello, it's episode 386.
Hey, people really loved my puppy voice the other day.
Oh, of course they did, because it's like hearing you be extra sweet and cute and like cuddly.
They're not used to that.
Right. It's like if Oscar the Grouch all of a sudden did that. You'd be like, oh my God, that's so adorable, because we don't expect that from him.
That's really funny.
It's like when you and Bo get all lovey-dovey.
Oh, we are
And
best
I'm not
friends.
jealous or anything, but I'm just kidding. I'm totally jealous. In fact, I was thinking, like, we were laughing the other day, brain candy people, about how Susie and Ren, my boyfriend, are really good at games together. And I was really jealous. So we can throw...
We are partners.
Yes, when you guys are partners, I get really jealous. And also when Bo is all loving on Susie and like doesn't even care about me anymore, I also get jealous. So what's wrong with me there? Why do I get jealous of people stealing your affection?
I don't even think you're jealous. You're just saying that.
No, I'm not.
You're like, you give me too much credit.
You do. No, I'm like, I want that love. I want that love.
Well, I really do love Bo. She's so sweet, so
Yes.
I can't resist her big
Yes.
barrel belly.
Ah, that little cutie. So,
Episode 386, by the way. Should have
yeah.
said that.
How are you, Suze?
Real good.
Here's why I love the number 386. One,
Okay.
because 3 is my favorite number, and
Yep.
2, because I was born in the year 86.
God, I can't believe that.
So, what, that I was born in 86?
Yeah, you're such a whippersnapper.
Oh, my God. It cracks me up that because, like, I feel that way about people who are younger than me, where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, my God. And how about how, like, 1990 was, like, 30 years ago?
I can't.
That's not, when I think about it, I think, 30 years ago was, like, the 70s.
Right. Well, whenever anyone compares, like, this song from, like, whatever year, like, compared to when you were born, is the same as, like, whenever they make a comparison. I'm
Oh,
like,
I've never
my
seen
God.
those.
It's sick.
I want to play that game, or do I?
Because, like, songs that I think of as pretty new aren't.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff like that. Like I was looking at like, you know, this year in review, like 2019, like what happened. And it was like in January of 2019, I think it was January or February or something like that. Lady Gaga performed Shallow.
Yeah.
That seems like a million years ago.
Yeah.
That seems like that was like 5 years ago.
It's sort of weird where things seem like they were yesterday and a million years ago at the same time.
That is what this year felt like to me. It is so crazy you say that.
Do you think
I was
it's this
totally
year
having
or
the-
just that we're getting old and that's what happens?
It could be that we're getting old and that's how it happens, but this year feels especially like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This feels like more, because like I even looked back, you know, like I said, that whole year, and it feels like the things that took place around, like in pop culture or like, those seem very spread apart. But my life seems like I can remember this year really well. Maybe just because of crazy shit happened.
Yeah, you had a lot of activity.
Yeah. I felt like I asked you this question on a previous podcast, but I think you misinterpreted the answer.
Oh, God.
Or like what I was asking. What were your highs and your lows from 2019?
Did you ask me that?
Yeah, I said highs and lows, and then you thought, and I just like skipped over it because we were like in the middle of, like we were on a hot roll. So
What did I think you mean?
I think that I was just saying like, yeah, there were some highs and there were some lows, huh?
Yeah.
Like no, but like I'm asking
man.
you like, what were, I should have added more words to the sentence,
well,
which I'm doing right now. So
My
what were
highs
some of your highs and
were,
lows?
you know, familial. So when we went to Hawaii, that was really special.
Oh my God, that was this year, yeah.
Adam and I saw Paul McCartney. That was a bucket list thing.
Cool.
I saw Billy Joel. That was amazing. So things like that were special. The experiences. The lows were all just professional bullshit.
Okay, professional stuff.
Yeah. What about you? I mean, I already know some of them.
Yeah. I mean, but it's weird because like my highs and lows can be almost one and the same. You know?
Yeah.
Like the lows giving birth to the highs kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and you need both for some perspective, I guess. The low was probably the camping trip.
Oh, yeah.
That was my low.
Yeah, because
And
you
then-
probably felt real lonely, too.
So lonely. That was that was the saddest. And then my high was, what will the high be?
I mean, meeting up with Ren and everything.
Yes, I gotta say, I mean, I hate to be like, all like schmoopy like that. But I think like I honestly think it might have even been how I felt that night after that dinner that you and I, that we went to, because that's also when we decided to move in with each other.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was like the best night.
That was a nice night.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah,
high.
those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. That's a lot to happen in 1 year.
That's a lot. Yeah. So I have a lot of that good. And like professionally, those were my highs.
Yeah,
Because I
graduation.
and I graduated. Yeah.
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 Yeah, you've had a lot going on. You need to calm the fuck down,
I
Sarah.
know. My aunt used to say that we should only be allowed to do like one major thing a year.
Right. Allowed.
And that's it. Like, yeah, allowed. Like, you're only able to deal with one. And it's like,
You graduated, got divorced, moved, found a new man. It's a lot.
started a job. I started at a new job.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, started my at a private practice, built my, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. If I could whistle, I would insert whistle here. There we go. I don't know how to whistle. It's terrible.
Do you think that's because you don't have tonsils or what?
Oh, good point. But no, I think it's just because, like, I don't know. Nobody taught me how to whistle, snap, or throw a Frisbee.
What?
Yeah. Those are 3 things that I admittedly can't do because I feel like nobody taught me at the right age. So, like, I'm missing the, like, I feel like there are ages where you're supposed to learn those things. And I
Maybe
did
the
not get
Frisbee
those
and the
skills.
snapping are related. Maybe you have, like, real weak wrists.
Maybe,
I don't
but, like,
actually
it's more
believe
like
that.
fingers. But, like, maybe. I should strengthen those. I need to go rock climbing more. That's horrible. Oh.
I don't think that's actually true, Sarah.
I know. You're just, like, fucking with me. This is, like, another anchor nose thing.
I do
from
enjoy
last
that.
episode.
I notice it when I listen back, how many things I say just to get you to react. It's really
Yeah,
funny.
you do all the time. Like, I was thinking about that. Speaking on reflecting on past things.
You're like, we have a toxic relationship.
No, whenever you're like, have you ever done that drug? And I'm like, Susie! I'm
does
always
make
like,
me laugh.
what does she think that, like, are people actually thinking that this is what I'm doing? Like, I am so not like that. It just because you get me all, like, heated up.
It's because your reactions are so funny. I don't know anyone that reacts to stuff like you, and it just cracks me up.
Because I'm, like, in the moment, man.
You're very expressive. And
Yeah.
sometimes she gets real worked up when we talk about people getting screwed by credit card companies with those crazy rates.
I get real worked up about getting effed over.
Yeah. And it's this time of year when people are starting to get their Christmas bills in the mail, and they're like, uh-oh. And it's really stressful. And that's why we love Lightstream, because you can pay off your credit card balances and save with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. And Lightstream's credit card consolidation loans have rates as low as 5.95% APR with auto pay. Their application's online. You can just do it real quick on your phone. You can get money as early as the day you apply. And just for our listeners, apply now to get a special interest rate discount. The only way to get the discount is to go to lightstream.com/braincandy, lightstream.com/braincandy. It's subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.50% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/braincandy for more information.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, anywho. But there were some kind of cool things that happened in 2019 that
Let's hear it.
Well, in my quest to find things,
You're desperate for good news.
yeah, I was desperate for good news, but like pop culture, like nothing happened.
I agree. I was just thinking that.
It was like a bleh year. It was
Agreed.
weird, but and so I kept looking. At first, I was like year in review, then a year in review pop culture, then year in review news. I'm like, none of these are good. Then I was like year in review science. And then all of a sudden, jackpot! And I was like, there we
Ooh.
go. That's where cool stuff happened. Or maybe this is just what I'm interested in. Whatevs.
Okay.
So I forgot about this one, but they put it in the science category. Golden State Killer was caught.
That was great.
Great. Remember that? Remember? And I swear, like, when I found that out, it couldn't have been more, like, the timing couldn't have been better.
Yeah, that was crazy because that was our book club pick.
Yes.
What was that book called? Something in the Dark or something?
Yes. Oh my gosh. What the heck is that book called? By Patton Oswalt's Suze?
What?
You know what's so weird? Your phone just called my phone. That was like some weird time loop we just
I'm
entered
sorry.
into.
What did you do about it?
I hung up.
I think it was my fault. Sorry about that.
That was weird.
I was
like, I'm talking to you, so I assume you don't need to call me right now, right? Yes. Anywho.
Yes.
I'll Be Alone in the Dark? No.
I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
Michelle McNamara. That was our book club pick that month. I think they caught him like the day before our meting or something crazy.
Yes. I mean, can you even believe that? And in my mind, I was like, well, clearly we had something to do with this. I was like convinced. This is why everybody should join our book club, because you really don't know what could happen.
Yeah, and now our
serial
book club
killers
you can
are
join
getting
for
caught.
as little as $1 a month. So just join us.
That's so cool.
Fun.
Dang.
Yeah, but it did have everything to do with science because they used those ancestry DNA whatever from online.
Yes. Speaking of which, I'm leaning more and more towards wanting to do that.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Well, Ren did it, and I saw his, and I really thought it was cool.
Oh, okay. What did his show you that was interesting?
It gave you the breakdown of, like, where up to, like, 8 generations of ancestors came from. Wow. And it shows, like, where in the line, like,
it was introduced.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, like, I liked that.
Yeah, go ahead.
And, you know, I feel like, so even in just, like, oh, my God, excuse me, I had a little burp. Even in, like, thinking about I was like, why don't I want to do this? And I think when you have, or this is just my take on it, of, like, that because I have so much history, like family history in different generations of, like, trauma and abuse and, like, just, like, not good stuff, it's like I'm like, I want to erase the history and, like, move away from it.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I was like, why would I want to, like,
Well, because you were like that even about your last name, where you didn't know whose name to keep because you didn't like either situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So it's like that, and because I'm like, why do I feel like so, like, I don't want that? And then I feel like maybe if I do it, then it'll give me a different relationship with my history, where it's more just, like, geographical and, like, the culture of the place, not the culture of the family.
Yeah.
You know? That's kind of like my take. Maybe.
I do find it very funny, though, when, like, bloggers or influencers, these, like, white girls are really disappointed that they aren't more exotic and interesting.
Right.
It makes me crazy. Like, they try to
it's
be
going to
like,
be a choice of, like, 5 of them for me.
Right. Like, they want the exoticism of
That's so
non-whiteness,
strange.
but they don't want any of the, like,
thing that
bigotry and
well, and they might be a little bit, you know, like that themselves. Like, oh my, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's weird. And all that, I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah, they get really pissed. This one girl, they wrote articles about her because she kept sending it to different ones to try to get more.
Oh God,
she wanted
stupid.
More black blood. I
Could
guess.
you imagine?
So dumb.
But, like, yeah, that's gross.
Like, you know, if you were to have some lineage from Africa, that doesn't replace the fact that you have a terrible personality. Like, it's still true. But, you're, like, the worst.
Yeah, why? This, like, I remember when I was little and I really wanted glasses.
Exactly. Or braces. People get into that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That seems like a strange one. But
I think it makes them more interesting.
Yeah. No, there are other things that can make you, well, it can't outweigh, like you said, the things that aren't interesting about you.
Right.
Little white girl, sit down.
But do you think that, like, you know how they found the Golden State Killer? Because that particular database of that
Yes.
one was publicly available.
Yeah.
Does that concern you?
No, I'm going to click the don't contact me, don't do that. Like,
Oh, you can choose that.
yeah, you can choose. Because I made, like, on the 23andMe or whatever, you can definitely choose.
Okay.
So, like, I think people who maybe are wanting to know that information, leave it open. But I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. Yeah, I don't want to be connected with any of my fans.
Yeah, I get that.
You know? But I don't know. Maybe there's some real cool ones in there. Who freaking knows? And, yeah, so.
But, like, when I read that article that was talking about DNA and how, you know, when you have a bone marrow transplant, then your DNA
oh, my God, that freaked me out, Suze. It still does.
Yeah, like, when you think about implications even with stuff like this, it's murky, isn't it?
Right. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. That's like, you know how we were saying last episode, I was like, yeah, I'm going to embrace technology and, like, bring on the smart house. That is the one area where I am like, because,
Yeah,
like,
'cause we
it
don't
gets
really
kind of
know.
Minority Report-y. You know that movie?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I don't even think
it's
I've
the
seen,
Brave
but,
New
like, I
World.
reference all the time because I understand the plot line.
I
Maybe I
did
should see
see
it.
it. I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are consequences that we perhaps don't even realize
Right.
that will be down the line.
Yeah, it's like a slippery slope, too. Yeah, so, ugh.
What else happened in science this year?
So, this one, NASA announced the first ever, NASA had the first ever all-female spacewalk.
Yes.
That was great. We love that. Go science.
Yeah,
Even though they
Go
poorly
ahead.
designed the uniforms.
Yeah, there was the issue with they didn't have enough suits that would fit the women, so they had to cancel it and reschedule it. And then after they did the real one, I read this article talking about how there's still a gender problem because some guy, I think he was he worked for that's it's trouble when it's like some guy.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, this isn't, sexism. The reason that we don't have enough female suits is because women can't do everything that men can in the space station." They were trying to make the argument that in the same way that, you might go on an interview and they would say, oh, you have to be able to lift 50 pounds.
Right.
They're trying to make the argument that that's the same for these, that women don't have the physical capacity to complete all the work.
Pretty sure if they can be like rangers in the frickin' army and like Navy SEALs now, they could handle like whatever you got cooking in space.
Well, especially because a lot of the things he was describing to me sounded they would be like it would be more advantageous.
Just picture a guy. Can you open this can?
We got a jar of peanut butter.
Yeah, it was. It felt
Can
like
you reach this thing on a high shelf? Sure, there's no gravity, but
Right. I mean, the jobs he was describing, though, I thought it sounded more advantageous to be smaller and nimble.
I'm sure. Like, what are they? Do you remember?
Well, he was saying it was technical stuff.
Yeah, I could imagine that. Like, you need like teeny tiny fingers. That's like
what
how
I
they
thought.
had women who did all of like the fine details on like the painting and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and like for freaking since the dawn of time. Like,
Yeah.
and all the sewing and all that because we got like the nimbly little fingers that are good at that.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so NASA also announced this like mission called Artemis that's going to put the first woman on the moon and a man back up there in 2024.
Wait a minute. I don't think I realized there had been never a woman on
I
the moon.
know. That's what I read when I read this, and I had to write. I was like, wait a sec. Wait a sec. No woman's ever been to the moon.
Oh, man.
Yeah. The first woman on the moon.
Who's it going to be?
I don't know. Oh, my
I'm
God. I
excited.
don't know. I should have. That's an important question to ask.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
I was more interested in why.
When are they doing that? This year?
2024.
Okay.
But they
we
announced
got
the
a long
mission this
wait.
year.
All right.
Yeah. And they say that they're like going to set up a base there. But
For,
like
just for
why?
ladies.
Just for ladies. What if it's like
They
women's
should be
only?
Yeah, like what's the female equivalent of a moose lodge?
A hen den.
Yeah, we need a hen den.
I don't know. I just made that word up.
That's
but if that
brilliant.
isn't a thing, that should exist because that's an amazing name for it.
How did you just think of that?
I was trying to think of what's an animal that we call women, and then
Hey.
it just so happens to rhyme with den. Does this exist? I need to Google this because I think
Hen
I may have invented something. What if it doesn't exist yet? This
And
is
next
totally
year on the Year in Review for Science, it'll be like Sarah Rice created a hen den.
okay. I mean, when I Google it there is a few things, but
Is it like strip clubs?
no, it like actual houses for chickens is one. But then like Urban Dictionary says a place where women gather to discuss things that would normally agitate guys. Okay, well, I'm annoyed with Urban Dictionary now.
Yeah.
What? And Urban Dictionary, shame on you. I guess that's just like regular people writing it. But there's also some place on Airbnb that calls themselves the Hen Den, and it's a guest suite for rent at Lake Oswego. I don't know where that is.
No, there's
but
going to be
anywho,
one on the moon.
But there's not a lot about that. I think that this is the thing. Really, what comes up are
Wow.
actual houses for chicken pens.
All right,
Suze.
well, that's what we can work on this year.
How to turn that into something.
$1 million idea.
Basically, all I have is a name.
I'm a big believer.
Do you have
in
a
getting
restaurant? Do you have a woman's only establishment? Contact
I'm surprised
me.
there's not a strip club called the Hen Den.
Because like that sounds like more of a lesbian bar. No guy wants to go to the Hen Den. That's like right next door to the Dress Barn.
You're so right.
And nobody should be buying clothes anywhere that shares its name with the home of a animal.
All right.
This is hilarious to me.
Well, you know
gosh.
what's hilarious to me is
What?
people that don't realize they could be shipping packages from their office or their house instead of going to the post office.
Yeah.
You know,
Actually, wasting time is no laughing matter, Susie.
It is not. It is not. And I feel like this is one thing you can check off your list. You don't have to go to the post office anymore because you can use stamps.com and print the postage right there, slap it on your package, and send it 24/7, any letter, any package. And you get 5 cents off every first class stamp and 40% off priority mail. I want to know who is not doing
40%
this.
off priority mail, man.
Right.
That's
For me,
such a
this
deal.
is a no-brainer because you save time and money. I use it on all the stuff we ship from our office.
What
Give
about the
yourself-
free stuff they get?
Well, yes, that's the beauty of it. Not only all right, stop going to the post office because you can go to stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with our promo code Brain Candy, you get a special offer that includes the 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale, which I use mine all the time.
Yeah.
No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Brain Candy. That's stamps.com, promo code Brain Candy. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
You reminded me that I have to do that today. I have some stuff to ship. But I
See?
do not have to go to the post office.
This is a resolution you can actually keep.
Oh, that's good. You can be like, I resolved to go to the post office less.
Yes, I've sorted it out for you.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes.
What
All
else?
right. What else happened in science? First image of the black hole.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
By a lady, too. The lady
Yes.
was, like, kind of in charge of
that
that.
photo of her being excited to, like, see
Yeah.
it, that was
Special.
the best. That was, like,
Yeah.
I can remember that moment.
That was
That's
her
cool.
high this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her. But, so, like, that was really kind of like the highlights from the list.
Wow, that's not much, actually.
I know. Then it was like those quantum particle things that I talked about in the last episode that like my brain
are
hurt.
fun.
So like I didn't even write it down, and I was just like, I'm still stressed about this area in between things, and like it feels very. What's the name of that place from Stranger Things? The Upside Down. Yeah, frickin' A. So weird.
Do you think that we just think that not a lot has happened in the past year just because our desire for more and more and more is growing? Like the world is so fast and stuff that we expect there to be tons, or what? Or do you think it was a slow
you know
year?
what? Like, oh gosh. Or now that I think about it, are we just like desensitized because there were a lot of school shootings.
Yeah.
Think about if we were to say this the year after Columbine.
So you're including stuff like that as you feel
Well,
like...
I wasn't until I just thought about it this moment, and I'm like, there's a shit ton of stuff that happened. Like, I tried to not get
of bad
depressing.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But like to just say, like, I don't know.
I don't know, because when I read a lot and I watch a lot of old stuff because I prefer the 80s and stuff, and people have been talking like that for a long time. So you wonder...
What do you mean? Talking like...
Kind of like catastrophizing everything. We're so divided and, politics, scandals, whatever.
Right.
That all feels very small in comparison to what we've got cooking right now politically and culturally.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just because it's now, so you always think whatever's going on now is huge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's weird, but it really did make me feel like, it seemed like a slow year for culture.
Boo, I hope that changes.
And maybe because like politics and all that was so like is it kind of like a pendulum maybe? Who knows?
I don't know. I hope
I don't know either. I'm
better.
totally
That's
just
all
like spitballing. But all I know is that last year in January, like basically right now last year, that freaking egg broke the internet.
What the fuck was that?
I can't believe, we never talked about this.
I read an article about it, and it's actually in my notes from way back because I read about the advertising firm that created it. Mm-hmm. But
oh God, yeah, tell me.
I was just annoyed by it because it was just sort of like they wanted to kind of create virality, and they're just a firm that specializes in going viral, and they wanted to sort of prove it. So it was just for branding for them, really. But I hate that it worked.
It did work. It just shows like, ugh. But I do think it's funny that an egg beat, what's her name? Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
Because isn't she number 2?
Yeah, I think so. She was, at least.
Yeah. I wonder how we're going to be. I want to like fast forward and see what she's going to be like 30, 40 years from now.
I was just saying to Adam how weird it is how we enjoy the implosion of celebrities and that we put them on this pedestal and then we wait for them to fall off and we savor that too. Like Britney when she was a huge star and then she had her meltdown.
Schadenfreude?
Oh, Schadenfreude, yeah.
Yeah, Schadenfreude.
Yeah, that we... And so I kind of see it with the Kardashians and that we're all kind of waiting for some tragedy to befall them.
I almost feel like it's like jokes on us with her. Mm-hmm. Because I think she's smarter than we give her credit for.
I'm not even just talking about her, though. The whole family,
right.
I think,
no,
we're like,
I totally
who's going to get
agree.
sick or die?
But for some reason, like, she's, like, just the fact that she's a billionaire and everything. And just, like, I just feel like, I don't know, it could go either way. It could just, I almost feel like, the same way when Lady Gaga first appeared on the scene, there were a lot of people who were like, she's so over the top with her meat costumes and like, this is so ridiculous and blah, blah, blah. She's like a genius, music genius. And like trained at Juilliard and like classically trained and so gifted. And I heard this interview she did once where she said, well, yeah, the music I want to make is like, the music she makes like Tony Bennett and like, she likes
Standards,
writing like, but she knew that in order for her to have the success and to have the name to be able to make money off of the music that she wanted to make, she had to kind of like go full in on what, I don't know, like society wanted her to make, or like, what was marketable, what was commercial. She had to be super commercial, and she understood how to work the system so that in the end she got, to have the fame and success and make the music she wants. And I think that is what Kylie Jenner is doing.
Why?
I think that she's so orchestrated. She knows exactly what she's doing. That it isn't as much for like her own vanity, as much as it is a I don't know, like money making machine.
But I am disturbed by that level of pursuing money.
Well, yeah, but like, that's a good point.
No, I mean, I think you're right that it's impressive.
Because like when you look at music, it's like a passion and like, you know, what, like a talent and this art form. So that makes sense with like Lady Gaga. But like, could you say the same thing about Kylie Jenner in like a pursuit of something that's like deeper and more spiritually like rewarding?
I feel that way about the whole family.
That is so true. It's like what's valued.
Goal, and then it feels like, well, what's the end of this story? How much money do you want?
Right.
I don't know. It depresses me.
Because really,
I do not see a lot of what you're saying, like spiritual or even philanthropic.
Correct.
You know,
I never even thought about that.
At all. I mean, they all claim that they do, but I don't see it.
Oh, my God.
I see a lot of lip kits.
I just watched, oh, my God, I always forget this show, the name of the show, Patriot Act, with Hassan Minhaj on Netflix. And one of the things that this episode was all about charitable billionaires and how it's all a bunch of bullshit. So in this show, they talk about how, like, what the money that billionaires give away really goes to, how they're allowed to spend that money, and, like, it's so fucked up. Yeah. It's all bullshit. Like, Bill Gates is, like, the only one who's, like, doing it right, and even then, there's a stuff that gets a little funky because, like, he can, like, you know, control politics with his...
Yeah.
Like, it will make you so angry when you watch it.
I already am. The system is rigged.
Totally fucking rigged. Mm-hmm. Damn, man.
Anyways,
maybe you're right about...
Well, one thing I am right about is how great Zola is. Did you hear about the wonderful commercial that they had running on Hallmark?
No.
They put a same-sex wedding in their commercial, and then all these gals, moms, boycotted the Hallmark Channel for running it. And then they pulled the ad, but then they reversed course. So the Zola ad is back on. I'm so happy about it. I love a les kiss. But regardless, if you're getting married and you are in love, the last thing you want to be worried about is, dealing with all the guests and who gets you what. And that's why Zola's great. It's the one-stop shop for all your wedding planning, etc. This is wedding season where people get engaged. Everyone's going to be looking to register. Yes. Zola has ultimate gifts. You can register for tons of different brands on there. And then your guests can go to find out the details of your wedding and who's going and whatevs. They could do a group gift. They make wedding planning easier and less stressful. They have free wedding website designs. They have the highest rated registry of all time, plus beautiful, affordable invites and paper. They'll help you collect the addresses of your guests and all that stuff with a free guest list manager. They've helped 1 million couples get married. They'll help you too. Sign up at Zola.com/braincandy today to get your free personalized paper sample. Then use code SAVE50 to get 50% off your save the dates. That's Zola.com/braincandy and promo code SAVE50. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Carry on.
Yes. So, anywho, she's an interesting person. Lady Gaga's an interesting person. Blah, blah, blah. And one other thing that I thought was really interesting more like a million things that I thought was interesting. So I read this article about interesting people and this place called the Human Library where you can quote unquote, check people out.
Ooh.
Yes.
Tell me everything.
So, wouldn't it be nice if Kylie Jenner just, volunteered herself to be part of the what do they call it? Human Library Organization. So it's this company in Denmark, and they've been around for 19 years. So this has been going on for a while. And they recognized that, just like hatred and bigotry and all these hate groups and all this stuff is like, on the rise. And it's really our disconnect with other groups and our inexperience interacting with other people that can really heighten these feelings or create these feelings.
Yeah,
and like
it's scary.
Not knowing about somebody is scary, but like once you do and once you are, exposed to different people and blah, 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 it can really change opinions and change people's views. And so they started this company, group. It's a nonprofit, where just like people from different walks of life make themselves available. And if you're somebody who wants to know about that person from that culture, or like I saw one guy who's like covered in tattoos and has like his tongue split and like the big huge earrings and everything like that, and you can just sit down and talk with them and ask them whatever, like nothing's off limits.
It sounds like a modern version of like Barnum's.
Oh,
things.
like freak shows, but
good.
But good.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's scratching the same curious. Suze, I didn't even think about it like that. That is kind of similar, and we're doing it in a way that's more like, because it really is just
it's more education. Yeah, because I wouldn't have thought of it except when you described that guy. The thing about him that's different are the things he's added rather than like just his race or ethnicity or whatever.
Yeah.
So then it includes people that just they represent subcultures rather than demographics. So that's cool. I like that.
Isn't that cool? Is there
Who
anybody
would you want to meet?
Oh, I was just going to ask you the same question. Yes. I don't know. I'd have to think. Do you have somebody off the top of your head?
No, because I am obsessed with everyone. Like this is my whole mission in life is like learn as much as you can about everyone you meet.
I mean, I would go, see, here's the thing is like I would want to know about a group like, I don't know, a fucking neo-Nazi or something.
Yeah.
But like I would want to know, and then I would be inclined to like want to change their opinion. And I also think that that certain people are not signing up to like volunteer themselves for this, and certain people like only certain people are going.
Yeah, right. They're preaching to the choir kind of.
That's the thing that made it like where I was like, oh, well, it's like that's great, but if you're the people that you're really trying to connect to, and like not change the opinion. Well, sort of, yes. Like expand the
educate
the people that you're trying to educate. If they are no way, no chance in all hell ever going to do this, then it's just like a lot of preaching to the choir is like my own.
Yeah, because I wonder how they would prevent proselytizing in the way that you described. For example, religious stuff. Because that wouldn't be a positive experience. I wonder what the parameters are and like if you have to follow rules.
See, these
and
are
stuff.
really good questions. So like I got the website and everything because it was interesting, and I was like, oh, I'm going to put the website in, and so like people can just look at it because I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Right?
I like the idea a lot. It would just have to be really well executed.
Yeah, totally. And it's in 85 different countries.
Get out.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Huh.
So it is big, and they have like events. So
I can't believe they say anything. You can ask anything you want.
I mean, maybe they have parameters, but like what? How? They're just words. Like what? Is there something that somebody could ask you that would be so offensive that it would be like, no?
Yes.
I mean, yes.
I'm sure. Like if
but
somebody
then you
was
could
like, hey,
not answer.
Yeah, but it would still be hurtful. Like if someone's like, hey, how'd you get to be such a big loser? Or something like that,
That sounds a little personal. But like, okay, so even like, I'm trying to think.
But
if
that's
there's
what
anything...
the Table Setter organization says is like when they have people of different races sit down, and just talk and break bread. They say you can ask anything you want. Like I think, I suppose they have rules about language and stuff, but
I think in that situation, people just aren't. You kind of just do what's almost expected, and not, it's kind of like, I feel like human behavior tells you to just
don't be an asshole.
Yeah, you're picking up on, like, I don't know. The kind of
somebody
person
that
who's
would
going to be an
participate.
asshole probably wouldn't sign up to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's right, and that's why that's a problem, because it really is.
Right.
All the people, it's like therapy. All the people that need to go to therapy don't.
Right.
Don't want to.
Oh, that's so true.
It's
What
the
sort of
same
change?
problem.
But you know what? It's kind of like the joke, the therapy light bulb joke. How many therapists does it take to change a light bulb? First, the light bulb has to genuinely want to change.
You guys.
So that's it. If the person doesn't want to change, the therapy isn't going to work.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Well, one thing that definitely would work is a molecule air purifier.
Oh, I want one of these.
Me too.
I don't know about this. Tell me.
I'm super excited about it because Molecule is reimagining the future of clean air. You guys all know people, including probably you, who deals with allergies, pollutants, bacteria, mold, all that stuff in the air that's making us unhealthy. Molecule is destroying indoor air pollutants at a molecular level, removing them from the air that you breathe, which is crazy. So instead of just collecting the pollutant, Molecule destroys it. It's like a superhero, basically. And they don't look like traditional air purifiers. They are really beautifully designed. Let me tell you about what they have cooking. Their technology has been personally effective and verified by science. Most importantly, it's been tested by real people. Molecules given allergy and asthma sufferers around the country an all-new experience, which is so cool. It's air purification for your whole home as well. They offer a whole new technology across a range of products, providing a solution for your whole house when it comes to air purification. And they have a deal for you. For 10% off your first air purifier order, visit molekule.com and enter BrainCandy10 at checkout. That's 10% off your first air purifier order at molekule.com using our code BrainCandy10 at checkout.
There's so much crap in my house. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, carry
You're
on.
so good at transitions.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, you really are. I like attempted one, and it just I can't. I'm not good.
I was gonna say to you-
that is your skill and your gift, and I'm the. You know what that reminds me of, and then I can do that. But you are the queen of the transitions, because how do I just go into a story about how 14 months in the Antarctic can actually shrink your brain?
Ooh, I'm into it. You don't even need
Yeah,
a transition. That's exciting.
Yeah, who needs one? So these researchers were looking at the effects of living in Antarctica on humans, and it's bad news.
Why?
Like, real bad news. The part, gray matter in your brain actually shrinks, and
Come
shrinks
on.
a lot. Significantly, to where your memory and thinking, the part of your brain involved in memory and thinking, is impaired, and after just 14 months. And they say it's isolation and a really bland and boring environment.
What?
Yes.
Okay, the isolation, yeah. But
It says that
bland?
members lost a significant amount of volume in their dentate gyrus, the part of the brain's hippocampus associated with spatial thinking and memory. They also detected less gray matter volume in parts of the prefrontal cortex, the brain region implicated in personality, decision-making, and social behavior.
I don't get it.
Yes, the unfortunate thing is that this study did not search any causal links. So they didn't look for why. They just looked at, is this happening?
Okay.
And yes, it is. But what this made me think of, that if we link it back to other articles and other stuff we've talked about, remember how we talked about the mice that were taught how to drive and play hide and go seek and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And they did better when they were in enriched environments?
Yeah.
This is that. This is
Yeah.
the opposite of an enriched environment. This is an environment that is not enriched, and this we know that. So if we know that mice in an enriched environment perform better in like learning tests, then the opposite is true, and that
Wow.
we're seeing that in Antarctica.
You know what's weird is, at least so far, I don't believe remember how they sent astronaut Kelly to be in space for a full year, and he has a twin who's also an astronaut, so they will be able to compare them. And as far as I know, the health consequences have been, minimal, and I don't believe that there was any brain issues. So maybe we just don't know what they are yet, but it seems like that would absolutely be the same problems.
Good point. Because
Maybe even worse.
But you know what? But maybe like there's so much novelty up there because like you're seeing everything, like it's so awe-inspiring, like because the Antarctic is just like white snow. And they also said the other thing is the daylight.
Oh,
How
it's so
sunny all the,
extreme.
like how it'll be like sunny for
23 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that we like can't survive without those like circadian rhythms being
right. And so that can change your brain.
Yep.
What a bummer, man.
Right. But I mean, I think you can change it back. Ooh.
It is kind of funny that we are doing all this work to create space travel for civilians, but nobody is really itching to go to Antarctica. And it's like right here.
No, nobody at all.
Hard
In
pass.
fact, like,
I'm going to Mars.
Forget it. The conditions are just awful.
Yeah, that
like,
is not
it's
enticing.
so cold. My friend Audrey, she is a photographer, and she took some. She went. She goes to these extreme places for like National Geographic. She went to Mongolia and she went to Antarctica, and she said like the kind of gear that you need, like especially in Mongolia, she said it's so cold that you really do recognize why fur is a thing, and what like there is nothing.
Yeah.
There's no substitute.
Yeah, I get that.
There's no synthetic material that we can create, and like you really do, because she had this great jacket with like a big, huge fur collar, and she was like, "This is," and I said, "That's beautiful." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't even care about those people who like are so anti-fur." She's like, "Because I fucking need this to live. Like,
Oh my
you will
God.
actually not survive."
What
It's
the
that
hell
cold.
is it about fur that is
I
so...
don't know.
Yeah.
And why we can't create the same thing?
Well,
Fucking A, man. Animals.
I was going to say God. Like, I'm impressed with God. And you're like, how about those animals?
Okay, well,
Either
God,
way,
universe,
whoever made it.
whatevs. Yes, but humans did create one thing that lasts super long, that is super impressive, that I just saw on Jeff Goldblum Explains Everything, or I think that's what it's called. But
I think it's like Jeff Goldblum World or something.
yeah, Jeff Goldblum something. But basically just an amazing show with Jeff Goldblum, and I fucking love it. It's so good. So shout out to the Brain Candy Brainiac who was like, you need to watch this.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who it is, but you are correct. So it was a whole episode on denim.
I love it.
Yes. Okay, Suze, answer me this. Mm-hmm. What percentage of the world at any given time is wearing denim?
Ooh, I love this. Okay.
What percentage of the world's population right now is in denim? According to this
50%?
show. What?
50%?
50%? Yes!
It is?
It is that!
I love it. See, I
Get
feel like
out
you
of
did
town.
last week.
You knew the answer. I'm
See?
so impressed with you right now because, like, when I heard that, it blew my mind. Mostly because I was wearing sweats. But
Oh, you thought that was a high number.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, right now.
Right.
I just think that's really cool. So, yeah, so it was a
I
whole
love
episode on
that.
denim, and I thought it was really fascinating. But the thing that stood out to me the most was, like, was this guy he calls himself Indiana Jeans, and he goes
What an
mining
idiot.
to unearth clothes.
What
And
do you mean by that?
like I mean exactly what it sounds like. That, like, deep down in mines, in, like, collapsed mine shafts, in, like, abandoned, crazy places underneath the, like, in America, like, where miners were, there are these, like, jackpots of denim. And denim, like, from way back when, can survive for years. And he has a pair of jeans that is from, he said, he doesn't know when they're from, but they're from before 1901, because Levi's started putting a second pocket on their jeans in 1902 or 1901. So he has one of the only pairs of Levi's that have one pocket, and they look gorgeous. They're amazing. He said they're worth over $100,000. Like, people, there's only 25. He's like, there's probably like 25 of these in the whole world. And
I have some questions.
yes, they're so cool looking.
Okay. Now, were these miners, like, coming out of there without pants?
No, I think it's more like, you know, maybe like a laundry cart or something, that where, like, you'll find like a bunch of stuff, or you'll find a suitcase.
Right, because it was more like their uniform rather than...
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The whole outfit costs, like, I think I said something like $1.82. And now these jeans go for well over $1,000.
Why do you say they're gorgeous?
It's a kind of antiquing and aging that you couldn't ever do. You can't even fake it. Like, have you ever seen a pair of pants that's like a painter's worn for a really long time, and they're just perfectly lived in?
Yeah,
that's what these are. There's like, and I got it when he was like showing them off, like the wear in certain spots and like the candle wax on them, and he's like, they're just beautiful, and it just showed like you can feel the history in them.
What do you mean also about the one pocket? Which pocket did they have?
The back pockets.
Okay.
So before, they just had one pocket on the right, like, cheek.
Really?
Yeah, and they didn't add the second pocket until 1901.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is really cool. And what does he do this for fun, or is he some sort of...
No, this is very lucrative.
He sells them?
Yes, and he makes a ton of money, and they're really, really expensive, and it's a whole market that I didn't know about, and that was one of the coolest things. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. There's the whole reason why I wrote this down, because Jeff Goldblum said, like, he was like, well, we have to visit, like, where's the best place to find these, like, amazing pieces of denim? And he said, the Rose Bowl flea market.
No.
Yes. And then I thought, well, the Long Beach one is like they're so similar because it's all a lot of the same vendors. So basically, we're going to the spot.
Wait a minute. They sell these miner jeans there?
Yes. Like these kind of unearthed denim. Like if you know what you're looking for, like they're expensive as shit, some of them. But like sometimes, not all of them are like that. Some of them are just like, they interviewed this woman who has a denim shop or like denim, you know, stand or whatever at the Rose Bowl. And, you know, she just knows, like, they're like the 70s vintage overalls and stuff. Yeah. And, like, knows which ones are, like, the real deal, you know, versus, like, the new one. And it was just, I was just, like, thinking, because I'm like, oh, my God, we totally go there. That means, like, we should definitely be looking at more denim. Or I don't know.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah. And it was, like, I just think it's really cool,
You know how Ralph Lauren says that he never, ever, ever washes his jeans?
This guy said the same.
Why? Why did they say this?
Them. He said, like, you can kill the bacteria in other ways. Like, you can put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer, and it'll kill the bacteria on your jeans. And then if you have a stain on them, you can, like, get the stain out you can, like, spot clean them.
Come on. What if it's period blood?
Well, then yes. I mean,
just saying. It tends to be men.
There's something about. It's not the. If it's denim if it's raw denim,
right?
Then you can do this. But we have other synthetic fibers in there, that I think have hold smells and hold bacteria in different ways. I don't fucking know. But that is that's my like take on it, because like yes.
Come on. I'm washing my jeans, Ralph.
I mean, me too. Like, at least, like, what do you call that? Dry clean.
Yeah, something. Christ.
I mean, I think what they're trying to do is like keep the
Preserve it.
keep the but like my jeans get stretched out too. Like my Levi's, like I have one of those like Levi's 501s. I love them, and I just didn't buy them small enough, and they get stretched out, and I have to wash them.
Yes.
So,
That was
now
a big.
you're just hearing about my personal problem.
That was a big problem whenever low rise was in because
Fuck those things.
boy.
Dude, are we going to go back to those? I was thinking
think.
about this the other day. I saw a picture of Tiana Taylor, who I absolutely love and is always on the up and up with fashion, and she was wearing a pair of low-rise jeans, and I was like, uh-oh, low-rise jeans were right after high-rise jeans. I am not, we cannot go back to that.
It's
I refuse.
happening, Sarah.
No! This was a bad time for me.
Why?
Because like that is the part that is where the problems are. I mean, like they're not problems, but
Wait,
like
what do you
that
mean?
is low-rise jeans
Yeah.
are the least flattering clothing item on my body.
Yeah.
Straight,
okay.
like I don't even want to call it a muffin top because it's more just like my pants are falling down all the time. And then I got to do that weird move where you're like hiking them up, and I freaking hate that.
Yeah,
you're talking
I
to somebody who would wear overalls all the time to avoid this.
Right. I did have a lot of thong revealing that went
Yeah,
on during those
I'm not a
years.
fan. And I don't want to see that because what happens is like then I have to see people's thongs all the time.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
I'm not into it, so I'm going to push back. I hope everybody's with me.
I do think everyone's with you, but all it takes is for like Kim Kardashian.
I know.
Like, I don't know why I'm
I've
on
been here.
a hot one against them today, but
I know. Well, it's fine.
it is. They'll be okay.
Ah,
Anything else
that's
you want
all
to
I
share
got.
before we go?
no. I mean, I feel like now I'm like,
Sarah's like sad right now.
oh no, I'm just thinking about like,
Low rise.
yeah, that's so weird that it bums me out so much, but it like actually does because
You're in
I'm
a
like,
dark place.
I did. I was just like, I really feel like I just like really feel like not like I'm gonna not. I don't know. That's so silly, but
I get
think
it.
you know what it is. It's triggering because that was the time in my life where I was the most out of touch with my body and like self-conscious and like, it
Hey,
was just a bad
Maybe
time.
this will be a new era, and you'll be like B.
Yes.
Spears with like a belly ring and everything.
With a belly ring, she says. Well, all right. I'll get on that.
Yeah, don't rule it out yet.
In the meantime,
Yeah, in the
leave us a
meantime, leave us a
5-star
5-star review. And don't forget to subscribe. We love you guys. Bye.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.